Oh, this thing is definitely on this time. It's definitely, it's definitely on this time. All right, baby, we are back for yet another installment of No Cooldown, man. Happy Friday. You know what I'm saying? I am ThatManTripp. We are talking about a lot of juicy stuff today, man. I don't even want to waste too many time with intros, but let's get to my friendly neighborhood co-host, WenEazy the God. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I hope everybody else who's hearing this is doing well as well. We're having a pretty good Friday today. Pretty good Friday.
Smooth. I apologize for the delay, boy. I unbeknownst to when I was rushing through where I was sending this email off. I was like, bro, I need to get this shit fucked up. I was spazzing. I was going crazy to get out of there, but we made it out. We're here. We're feeling good, and yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into, but I wanted to warm up with a couple of stories that I thought, again, a little bit lighter, a little bit just different stuff before we get into the heavier topics that we might want to jump into. So we start the warm up off with this story. So back in late 2021, a shipment of EVGA 30 series cards, graphics cards that were en route from San Francisco to Southern California were raided mid-trip. And it was confirmed that the entire shipment were stolen and vanished. So like last year, we didn't know where any of that went. And a few days ago, a site called Video Cards confirmed that some of these video cards were, showing up on sale in Vietnam under some local ass retailer. So basically they got raided. They got a whole GTA heist done on them. And then they show up in Vietnam, bro. I just thought this was funny as fuck because I'm like, yo, who is Fast and Furious in the GPUs, bro? Who's doing this?
I just want to know, like, would it be cheaper for me to book a flight to Vietnam and then go to the shop and buy it from them than it would be to get it from a reseller? Like, I want to see if somebody ran the numbers on that because I think that it might actually be cheaper.
Bro, no, deadass it might be because I'm just thinking about the planning, bro. Again, the process to probably ship them was cheaper than the actual cards themselves. I'm like, bro, they must have been flipping like crazy. They must have got crazy flips off that, bro. Like, you know what? A part of me is like, better them than scalpers,
No, I mean,
I'm saying,
the thing is like you're not wrong. It just sucks because it's like you lose out on all these cards, but at the same time it's like there's no guarantee that the people who stole these cards, there's no guarantee that those cards, wherever they were heading, I was going to be able to get it if I was trying to get it, because there's a great chance that scalpers were already ready with the bots. So it's like, really, who's the real thief? The people who did it, who stole it from the thieves? Who knows?
Hey, listen, I don't know. Apparently, like, they found it by like tracking the serial numbers. Like, once they were activated, they just like went on their ass. They're like, "Hey, what y'all doing?" I'm like, I don't know, bro. I just found it on the market, bro. It wasn't me. Like,
you can't blame me for buying it at a swap meet. I thought it was fake. I wanted to see if it was real.
bro. I just wanted to plug it in. It seemed legit, bro. It seemed legit, man. But I'm like, dog. I'm just like, what's the planning? But I need that. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? I just want to look into some of these stories and see what's going on, because I'm like, these boys is like mid-highway. It's like a truck shipment of stuff. They just go right down midway, like Fast and Furious, bro. They just pull up right out alongside the truck driver. It's like, yeah, bro, it's you. They pull up, jump cable the truck, pull that shit out, and dart off, bro. It's like, that's dope.
It's wild.
That's dope, bro.
I wonder how much the people in Vietnam. That's the thing of my biggest. I want to know how much they're selling it for in Vietnam, just because it's like, I've been to like a few of those like flea markets, like those liquidation sales, and I found some PC parts, and I wonder if like I got them for real cheap considering what they were retail. So I wonder how much these 3080s were going for.
Hey, listen, I don't know, man, but they might, you know what I'm saying, be at a little discount, a little something. The funniest thing in the article, they wouldn't name the retailer, so I'm like, damn, I couldn't even shop with y'all, bro. Y'all are blocking my blessing real quick. They got 30 series, bro. I just want to see what they got.
I'll pay that.
What do they have on sale?
I'll pay that international shipping for a 30 series. I'll get the Vietnam currency and buy it off it like that.
Facts. I will support them, honestly. I'll give a tip. I'll give a tip on top of that, bro. Facts. It is strong homegrown business of foreign alleged robbery. All right, this is real foundational stuff that we got to build on. All right, support your local businesses. Support local, even if it's Vietnamese, but it's still local. But you know, anyway. Wanted to jump into the second story real quick and let you get your shit off, bro, because this is some real stuff. You wanted an addendum to the show. It's like, yo, bro, we got to talk about this, bro. We gotta stop in.
No, I've watched the Kirby trailer maybe like 5, 6 times at this point. Kirby, the new game finally got a release date. It got announced at, damn, I don't even know. Was it at E3 or was it at Game Awards? I feel like all these game shows are starting to blur together. I'm too old. I'm too old for this.
But I think it might have been Game Awards. I actually no. I think it might have been E3. I don't remember seeing it like late December.
That's what I'm saying. So like the new Kirby game that was the Forgotten Lands, which was like everybody was like, whoa, this is like Kirby post-apocalyptic like world. We got a new gameplay reveal. It is going to be co-op, and like most Kirby co-op games, I'm thinking, now this is just my theory, it's going to be kind of like a couch co-op-y, not super like drop in, drop out, not super intense, kind of like a It Takes Two type vibe, which is great because I feel like every Kirby game I've ever played, I've always felt the same way. I could enjoy this at the age of like 10 or 11, and I can enjoy this at the age of like 40. It is like the perfect amount of difficulty and fun for all audiences, really. So I'm excited. It comes out in March, which is like, man, this first quarter of 2022 is insane. There's just so many games dropping, and now the Kirby's on that list too. So it's like we got Pokemon in January, Kirby in March. I think there might be a Nintendo game in February. I could be wrong. I really hope I am there. I hope that there isn't, because I just don't have the money to facilitate all these purchases. We got Sifu, Shifu, and then we also have, if you're a Destiny fan, the Destiny game drops, and there's also another game in February that I'm missing. It is February 4th. Horizon dropped, and there's Dying Light 2, and don't forget Dying Light 2 that dropped and that's 5 games in February.
Facts. That's a lot off the rip, bruh. My wife looking at me like, yo, bro, we don't have the capacity.
We don't.
Like it's looking real tough, bro. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, again, I'll say it again. Like, I've never really seen a bad Kirby game where like everybody's like, yo, this joint trash. Like, not even like mid. I've heard, honestly, like, on the whole, pretty positive stuff about pretty much every Kirby game I've ran across, whether it be on the internet or I've seen people playing this stuff. Like, yo, bro, Kirby got some good shit. So I'm like, I expect a decent game. Decent co-op play. The world's like really vibrant and cool. Again, it's just you smashing shit with Kirby. I'm like, I don't mind it. This seems like a good time to me.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I definitely want to get it. I'm definitely gonna get it day one, and it just seems I think some people were mentioning that it's gonna be that you're gonna be able to interact with the villages. So like the more you do in the game, the more it like levels up. And they even showed mini games of like Kirby working at like I'm gonna call it a hot dog stand, because I don't know what else he was really doing, but there's a bunch of like small stuff. I think it's gonna be a great time. I'm really excited for it.
Listen, Kirby is the new Glizzy General of the Forgotten Land, bro. You heard it here first, boy. We're about to get it popping. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. But yeah, man, that's that on that. And before we get into the main topics, I have one more story for the warm up, man. Just gotta do a sad salute real quick, man. Sad salute, man. This week, the Halo 3 online servers have officially closed on Xbox 360. Halo 3 online multiplayer is no more, and it was a bit of a sad day when I saw that, man. It's a bit of a sad day, literally, because there was, when you open up the Halo online menu and you hear the choir and stuff, you see the map of every white spot of activity and stuff like that, and like for the first time, literally, like ever, it went completely dark. It was completely black. There was no spots online. That was a bit sad for me, dog. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, that hit me just a little bit, bro. I'm like, I always, sometimes I forget of how impactful Halo was to like just, the early years of me playing online and just getting interactive with other people and starting to like get into the, gaming even more, like a full step when the online play was a lot more, I guess, ubiquitous across everybody else and stuff. And just what you got into Forge mode for like the first time I ever experienced it, all the different modes that was a part of that. Like, it was just dope to have that experience. And I damn, man, I wish more people, like, what I'm saying, even younger folks could get that shit. I feel old as shit saying younger folks, but even them, what I'm saying, they might have missed this. That would have got a part of this, bruh. Teabagging was like, it blew up. It blew up in Halo 3. But I had to ask, man, what I'm saying, if you did play Halo 3 at some point, during this run, Well, what were some of your favorite moments, or if you have one favorite moment, what was it from that whole run of Halo?
So I remember I didn't get into Halo until the Master Chief Collection, but I remember playing through it because I played every single game because I kind of wanted to try to relive or even kind of get an idea of why Halo was so impactful for people. Because every time as a PlayStation fan, like as a PlayStation kid growing up, I was just like it's whatever, like it's just a shooter. And like I completely get it, because when I was playing Master Chief Collection, all I really wanted to play was Halo 3. It was just a solid game. It felt like, I think Reach, in my opinion, was the peak of the Halo trilogy, of the Halo series, but Halo 3 kind of had like what we would see now. Like there just wasn't really anything like it at the time. Like you didn't have this like level of love between like the developer and the player, because not people wouldn't let you make maps, people wouldn't let you make games, and they were just like, yo, what if like we loved making this for you guys, what if we let you guys do that? And that's what I thought was so beautiful about Halo 3, is that like that was the one that I felt like they really were like going above and beyond to try to like make the best game possible at the time. And it's crazy to see it go down. I've had multiple of those moments of like, damn, I'm getting old and like things dying. Like I remember when the last PS2 game was made, was like FIFA 2011 or something like that. It was like, this will be the last game ever made for the PS2. Yeah, like, and it's like you're sitting there like, wow, this is the end of an era. And it's crazy. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Damn.
Or like when Nintendo was like, we are not producing. Well, Nintendo does it basically almost like every time they release a console, like a year later they'll stop developing the one before. But like I remember when the Wii was out of development, people were like, damn. So like that's kind of it for that, huh? Like, because the Wii for a long time, if anybody remembered, once the Wii hit the shelves, you could never get a Wii. They were always sold out. And it was just like, it's like those moments of like growing up as a gamer where like your favorite game is just like, oh, the servers are dead now. You actually can't play this anymore.
Yeah, man, it's wild, bro. It's like, it's weird seeing time pass like that, and you're just in these types of milestones where stuff is shutting down and hitting 10 years old and 15 years old and stuff like that, and it's insane. But in terms of Halo 3, man, there was so many moments I can count on, but I think probably my favorite was amongst like just being in Forge and accessing all these different maps. I didn't even know how to work to download all these maps from online, and you gotta go to this website and do this thing real quick and then download that and then put it on your joint. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of shit, but once you got to it, it was mad fun, bro. Duck Hunt, you know what I'm saying? All these little course maps. I don't know what it was, but like that little ramp where you just kept running down, and you had like people had
the gravity hammer,
and the energy sword, and they just had cars speeding at you at full force. That I don't know I forgot what the game mode was called, but that was fantastic. There's just so much. I remember like hide and seek on 80 different maps.
There was like I remember this one video that I always see pop up, and I'm happy that it still makes its way. It's like, I think it's Halo 3, and there you have to like drive the ATV through like this small little narrow space while somebody shoots you with a sniper, and like everybody's just trying not to get knocked off the thing. And I was just like, wow, this is like insane. This is insane.
Facts. Halo just had so many different moments. I feel like that Halo was a bounce pad, especially Halo 3 was a bounce pad for so many different things in online gaming and just the online community in general. I just like go Red versus Blue, how that like, blossomed even further. I feel like that's basically off of just the Halo 1 and Blood Gulch, but off of that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like around that time, it still was like really cool. Like in the later run, probably like later years, like what, 13, 14, 15 or something like that. I feel like even later than that, probably. I don't know exactly when, but like just the content that came around because of Halo 3 online multiplayer in general. I'm about to say, like, it was just a lot of good stuff, man.
It was groundbreaking.
And groundbreaking, foundational, and just OG in the game. We hate to see it go, but we were glad you were here. One more time, I'm about to salute for Halo 3, man. I can't do the hum because my voice is a little messed up right now, but I'll do it one day. All right. Let's get into the main topics for today. I was dubbing this one, man, the official get that ass banned doctrine, baby. I'm interested about this one. So one of the bigger pieces from this week comes from a New York Times interview with Xbox figurehead Phil Spencer, where he stated one of his big ambitions would be to create a multi-platform system that registers bans across different user bases, effectively banning people from multiple active services at once. While this wouldn't be an easy feat to pull off with coordination from leaders and competitors like Sony, Nintendo, Steam, Epic Games, Spencer said it would be a hard thing to achieve, but he's hopeful to see that someday come to fruition. Alternatively, Spencer suggested a system where you could import ban lists of users from one platform to the next to make sure they stay banned across the board. Now, it was an interesting thought. It was a really, really interesting thing that Phil Spencer put forth, man. What are you thinking about this multi-platform ban system?
I couldn't want it more in life, truthfully, to be honest with you. I genuinely hate trolls, or just racism and toxicity in the space is rampant, mostly because a lot of people could just get away with it, and it's pretty fucking sad. It's really, I think it's an amazing idea, just because if I don't want to play with this dude on Call of Duty, there's no way that I'm gonna want to play with him in anything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no reason for me to play with this person at all. So I would love for a server ban, people who get people who are reported, or like they get kicked off the services in general for like negative behavior. Like, it just doesn't, it's just literally, it's like one of those like quality of life changes that you feel like should have already been implemented. Like, just ban them for good. Like, get them out of here, make sure they don't come back, especially if it's like somebody who's like known for cheating or known for just being a toxic person. If you ban them on the service, like, I think Valorant, I don't know if they still do this, but I remember when it first got announced is that they banned people not just by IPs, because you could just get a VPN and change your IP address, but they do it by their hardware. So they'll get like the serial number of their graphics card, and it'll be like, oh, if this graphics card comes into our games, ban them. They're not supposed to be in the game anymore. So like, I would love to see that kind of a system inside of like a consoles, because like, you can, because I know people who will, like, back in the PlayStation 4 days, I used to play Overwatch competitively, and it was the most fucking disgusting thing in that game chat, to the point where I didn't play in game chat. I just did my thing in solos and hoped that we won. But like, a lot of the time, if they got banned or people like never wanted to play with them, or they would just make another account because they had the game on a CD. So like, ban the motherfuckers through the console, yo, get them out of here, because you just don't need that in life. And they don't need these games in life. They need to figure out why the fuck they're so shitty to begin with. That's what they need to focus on.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this is for me personally, I think this is a fantastic idea, because for so long, there's been the lack of accountability that people on the internet have, especially in gaming, where they think, oh yeah, cool, I'll just make another account, come back, and and they keep on with the same persistent behaviors of abuse and racism and sexism and all the stupid shit that they spout online, and they basically have no system of accountability. There's no lane for accountability for them. So having this would be a great way to introduce that for a lot of people who jump the gun, and they love to, you know what I'm saying, get on that, get hype and do whatever the bullshit that they do. This is a great, you know what I'm saying, way to say, stop, hold up, getting that ass banned. Call of Duty already has it in a sense where it's like you get banned on there, it's connected, your Activision account is connected throughout all this shit, and you get banned. If you get banned, get banned. But having this across consoles in general, where there's a lot more, again, player bases aside from that stuff. If you can get that consistent ban across services for different games, and just one time, boom, that would be fantastic for a lot of different things, man. A lot of shit goes, over the heads. There's systems in place, but of course they're not really adequate to catch all the stuff that filters through. Again, think about Overwatch, Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying, FIFA, how many DMs you might get from a FIFA match and whatnot. They just send it straight to you from on PSN or whatever, like shit talking you or whatever. Then the names that people use, and that's just like platforms. You know what I'm saying? It can go to the banners, it can go to skins, it can go to what certain gestures that people use in certain ways and stuff consistently, like, and it can branch a lot. And if you find a way to, again, pinpoint who's doing this, and say, okay, cool, you want to do this here, you can't do it anywhere now, congrats, go find something else to do. That would be a fantastic thing. Now, for me, the difficulty might be in getting everybody coordinated on the same page about this. Yeah. This is where, again, timing and finding the right way to introduce this stuff, and the feasibility and the cost would be, just the biggest challenge and obstacle. But you can see, about to say PlayStation and Xbox, they're working together, and they have been on a couple of things over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot more consistency when it comes to interaction between companies, and at least open lines of communication, or more open lines than before. So I'm not saying it's impossibility, but it will take some work, and there is a possibility there. I think there is. I honestly think there is a possibility, but it will just take a lot of moving pieces to get lined up properly.
Or even if it was just like, I think even a smaller, like on a smaller scope, even if like Xbox did it, so they were like, all right, so your Xbox account, if you get banned, you get banned on Xbox all entirely. I feel like if every big major platform did something like that, it would have even a big enough impact to really change the gaming culture. Because like, let's say you're a shitter, you're just a guy who just goes around and you just like to troll people. You get banned on Xbox, you're like, all right, whatever, I won't play on my Xbox. But you also can't play on Xbox Game Pass because that's linked to that. It's like, all right, I'm gonna just go play on my PlayStation. You get banned on PlayStation, now you only really got a few options left, because you lost basically all the consoles outside of Nintendo. But most of the people who are going around being trolls can really only do it on, like, they can't do it on Switches because they don't really have voice chat on Switch. So they'd have to go to like Steam or Epic. But now if Epic also has these like big server bans, or like IP bans, or like hardware bans, they're really going to change the way they work once they realize I only really got 4 more strikes before I either got to buy a whole new PC or a whole new Xbox or a whole new PlayStation to be an asshole, or I could just not be an asshole.
Yep. How much money is it going to cost you to be like, how
much
stop
money
being a racist piece of shit?
Yeah.
How far are you willing to go in the negative to be a racist dick? That becomes the big question for him. And that's a question I would love to see them answer, honestly. Personally. Either way you go about it, that's a lovely question for me to see. Just to spectate some of these bums actually go through that thought process. I would love to see it.
Because it's free to be a good person. Like it's never cost anybody money to be a nice person.
Just free. And yeah, I like it. I like the idea. I'm just like, yo, when can we have this, implemented? Because when you think about it, and shout out to the live chat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cuz coming in with these with a good point. Cross-platform gaming is becoming very, very apparent, and it should be it should have been industry standard by now, but now in the next couple of years it's going to be really, really, really honed down on, I believe, over the next like 5 to 7. I think should be industry standard. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. When that happens, and when we get to that point where we're a lot more frequent between like player bases and stuff, things like this have to be considered. Yeah. And I feel like they should be implemented by the time we get to that point where we're intermingling a lot of different audiences on a lot of different player bases consistently, just to keep games fresh and games mixed up and just communities together. So that has to be a big, big, big consideration for everybody, for all the big heads, for Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Steam, all of them fools going forward. So I think they need to take a look at this and get to cracking, man. Get to the drawing board. How can you make this happen?
Yeah, I agree. I think I am less optimistic about crossplay than you are. I will say that it is inevitable, but I will say that we're still pretty far out just based off of just a few things in general. But yeah, I think that it's something that is I think it's a quality of life change that we've all been waiting for. The only thing that's stopping it from happening is just the fact that they can't make people pay for it. So like, if it's not making money to them, it might not be worth it. So like, hopefully they learn and they realize how much more inclusive and how many more people they can bring into the space when people are held accountable for the things that they say. But we'll see.
Again, just making a safer environment for people, because again, you're appealing to a larger player base of the hardcores. You know what I'm saying? The people that love to play games and do it religiously, they're a lot of them probably are gonna see this stuff, and some of them may be already accustomed to it. Some of them may be like, yo, it's just whatever, it's just a riffraff of these bums. But overall, again, for the people that come in from time to time and aren't exposed to environments like this every day, it's off-putting. You just let this run rampant in communities like left, right, and center, like to forge things going forward for growth, for to appeal to wider bases. You gotta address this, because when it gets to bigger stages, you're like, okay, cool, now the parents is getting involved, like, yo, like, everybody doing all this racist bullshit. Like, what y'all doing to address this, bro? Like, now the game is probably gonna get bigger and bigger than ever every year. So those concerns are probably gonna get more, more prevalent. They're gonna come into the public eye more. So it's gotta get addressed. It's gotta get addressed. Point blank.
For sure.
So yeah, that's that, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's the low tier God doctrine. I love that shit, bro. Get that ass banned. I love it. I love it. All right, we gonna slide on to the next topic here. All right. Ooh. So this week, Bandai Namco have officially announced My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble, a free-to-play battle royale game where you can, quote, team up to win a 24-player rumble in multiplayer action. While we haven't got any release date details, we got confirmation that it's heading to Steam, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and we have a closed beta test coming up for the game when the sign up is on their website. So what are we thinking about My Hero Ultra Rumble? Another BR installment. It seems like some of the, some of the Bandai games are trying to branch out, hit a couple different genres, try and tap on a couple of different audiences. How are you feeling about this one?
I like cool. That's kind of how I feel about a lot of anime games. Like, oh, this is cool. Will I try it? Maybe. It's free to play, so there's no reason not to try it. But I kind of didn't ask for this, if that makes it. Like, I'm just like, you know what my favorite anime games are? My favorite anime games are either the side-scrolling 2D like Dragon Ball Fighters, like those type of fighting games, or games that let me play through the anime. Whether it be like a Naruto Ninja Storm, like that wasn't a bad game, or something like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Even though that game wasn't like a lot of people didn't really like that game, I liked it just because like, oh, I can basically watch Dragon Ball Z without having to watch Dragon Ball Z. Those are my favorites. Games like this, I just like. I like My Hero, but I don't like My Hero to the point where I want it to be a battle royale. I don't want to practice tech in like I don't want to be in the lab with the My Hero thing unless it's a fighting game. Like, how's this gonna work? Like, I don't know.
It's very, very interesting. I'm not sure if you get, you just get the base. I assume that they're probably gonna run closer to like, Apex Legends format where you have, squad of 3, and then you can choose from the cast of characters. You'll have, ultimate ability, passive ability, tactical, based around whatever. I don't know what. I assume, it's just going to be based around like, like the class 1A, 1B trials that they always have during the episodes and whatnot. You're in a big ass playing field. My question is, how are you going to differentiate the gameplay? Is it just going to be, find each other, incapacitate each other, get to the circle, get to the zones in time or whatever? Is it going to be that same basic run of the muck thing? Because it might get old fast. Once you get over the shock and awe of, oh shoot, it's My Hero Battle Royale plus Ultra Motherfucker. Yeah, you're gonna notice the similarities between everything else. So what's differentiated? Is there actual core objectives in some of these game modes or what you're playing aside from survival and battle royale? Do you have to what can you add to the experience that makes it a lot more worthwhile? Do you have to carry maybe a survivor or a hostage of a bad situation in a hero zone to get more points or get boost or deliver them somewhere? Are there objectives in the middle of the map? You know what I'm saying, that help, again, just carry gameplay and make it feel more My Hero. Because on paper it's like, all right, cool, you got a couple of legends, bro. Like I'll go All Might, you go, you go Deku. Let's just start, start smashing people. You know what I'm saying? Just start knocking people upside their heads, bro. And that's it. It just feels like, again, what you said. I didn't need this exactly, bro. I really did not need this. You just dropping, you just dropping this shit out of nowhere. It's like the Dead by Daylight spinoff type thing that they did.
Yeah, like that was another one.
It was in beta test. Yeah. I completely forget the name of it, but
I think it's literally called Dragon Ball Breakers. I think is what it's called.
Yeah, Breakers. And I'm like, okay, cool. That was interesting. Didn't need that shit at all. But it's really interesting to see that take. So for a hot second, you might have my, you might have my gaze, but do you have the gameplay differentiation to sustain that look? And I'm like, bro, I'm not expecting much coming from Bandai Namco. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of game development, I'm not expecting like the craziest, in terms of innovative gameplay mechanics and whatnot. I'm like, bro, I know what I'm looking for when I play a Bandai Namco game. Not that I'm saying that they're all bad, but it's nothing that I've seen so far lately that's been exceptional. So it is what it is. Y'all might have it.
I don't know. Like I said again, anime free to play. They might get me to download it. I might play a few rounds. It really just comes down to like how much support it gets. That's really like the biggest thing. Is like it needs to be if they want it to be great, it needs to be supported properly because like it could be fun. Like I know a lot of people who still play Shinobi Strikers. Like that was a Naruto game that was basically like you team up and they won't be. It's not battle royale because it's you're fighting one other team. But like I could I could easily see a Shinobi Strikers battle royale where it's like your team of 4 gets dropped in or whatever, and like it could work. Like I think it could work, but I kind of want like I feel like they should just listen to their fans more. Like I feel like if you ask any Bandai Namco fan or like anybody. If you ask any of their fans, like, what do you want the anime games to be? A lot of them will say, we want fighting games, but we want good fighting games. We don't want arena fighters. Some of us want 2D, some of us want arena fighters, but we want balanced arena fighters. A lot, but I feel like a lot of them will be like, we either want fighting games or we want RPGs or we want like there's big moves that they could make that people are like there's big markets that they could like crush if you gave me like anything like even like there's so many games that you could make like a Tokyo Revengers like beat 'em up game would be cool like you know what I'm saying like there's so many you know what I'm saying like there's so many avenues that you could take but I just feel like a lot of times like and I don't know I really hope that it's just kind of like a developer is like what if we made like a Dead by Daylight Dragon Ball Z and they just wanted to fuck around and see what happens and that's how these games are being made like that's cool but I also feel like there are ways that you guys can make money off of this like you guys can easily crush a lot of like this a lot of the market but I just feel like sometimes they just kind of just do what they want which might not always work out for them.
I feel like for Bandai Namco it's like they're listening to the fans is like I mean sometimes they might but usually it's like hey yo you getting this anime drop you getting that anime drop you getting that shit you're gonna hold that for 2021 we'll be back with like 6 games next year. Peace, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's usually how it goes with Bandai Namco. We'll have the additional deviation in like series that we might look at, like, oh, Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles came out, and I was like, oh shoot, that's a little bit different. That's a new addition, and that seemed a little bit left to center, which people were interested in. That seemed like a good one.
I remember the Demon Slayer when the Demon Slayer game came out. Like, usually when a Bandai Namco game comes out, I don't hear about it unless like I'm looking for it. But when the Demon Slayer game came out, I was over here looking like, damn, how do I buy this game? Because it seems like everybody's playing it, but like. I don't know if it's still super lit. I don't know what's going on in that game. I don't know because I'm not tapped into it. But like that was a game where like I was like, you see the impact this has. Like I was watching people live stream it. Like I was looking for this game, and it's like, why didn't you guys just keep doing this? You know, why don't you guys? This is the pocket. Why you guys keep jumping out of it? Like you guys are doing great when you're in here.
Listen, man, I don't know. I don't know what's up with them. I can never forgive them for Jump Force, right? That was them Jump Force.
Jump Force, yes. I believe was Bandai Namco.
I've dissociated that from my mind. I've tried to detach everything in my mind, bro. As soon as I played that damn beta, I couldn't trust them anymore. I really couldn't.
Imagine if Jump Force was a 2D fighter, it would have been completely different. Or imagine if
would have been freaking amazing.
There's actually there's a game called J-Star.
J-Star Victory versus Royale.
Yeah, was it the no, not the one
for Victory Versus?
Not the one for PlayStation. Not the one for PlayStation.
Okay, no.
So this was a game that was only released in Japan, and if you look it up,
never mind.
It is literally it was one of the best games I've ever played in my life because it was a Smash Bros like platform fighter on the DS. So it basically was like you could play as Naruto, you could play as Luffy, you could play like all these people, and the way you built your team was like you had a manga panel on the bottom screen of the DS. So like you had to, if you wanted to get if you wanted to get Ichigo, or if you wanted to get like Naruto in like the Nine Tails form, it would be a really big manga panel. So like you'd have to put it in the DS, you have to fit everything else in there. So like you had like it was an insane game. I gotta find videos.
It's like tactical thing, so it's like you couldn't go all out OP.
Exactly, like you couldn't pick up Goku Super Saiyan 3 because his panel was this big, and if you wanted Naruto, he wouldn't fit in the little square that you had.
You needed complementing pieces per level and stuff.
So it's like imagine like something like Multiverses but with like anime characters, or like even Mugen. Like that shit blows up because people love Mugen. Like it's what people want, and it's just crazy that you guys, I know you guys have the same internet I do. It's crazy that you guys haven't capitalized on this. Let me see if I can find the actual name for you.
Let me see. It's just so interesting how
Jump
Jump
Ultimate Stars. That's what it was called.
Jump Ultimate Stars. Word. I'm gonna definitely look it up. It's interesting how we clamor for stuff like this. Where it's like, yo, bro, give us a whole jump, shonen jump, game like that, but give us actual inputs in the modern day, right? Like nowadays, give us that with actual fighting implemented like inputs and stuff like that. No more button mashing BS. We don't want that. We want actual inputs in there. I'm not even a fighting fan. I was like, when I first saw Jump Force, I was like, bro, if this doesn't have actual like fighting commands and stuff, I think this is gonna be a major L. It's gonna be an L because I'm like, yo, how can you have all these characters in there and then they all have the same buttons, the button combos for this shit, bro? I want it to be distinct when you play certain people, and then again, they missed the ball on that. So if we have something like that going forward, from Bandai, it's like, yo, bro, just dip into the gameplay. Dragon Ball FighterZ was right there. I'm like, yo, why can't you just apply that to something else? That format to something else, and then go maybe a stronger RPG story on a new like anime property or franchise that you haven't touched before. I would really enjoy stuff like that. But also wait, I will give an exception to Fist of the North Star. That game was actually pretty hard.
I didn't play it.
That was actually a fun game. Actually a surprisingly fun game.
Interesting.
Fist of the North Star, I will give an exception to, but everything else I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could really do more.
They have their gems. I remember there was like a Bleach game that I really enjoyed. It was it played kind of like a Dynasty Warriors game, and I was like, this is kind of cool. Yeah. Or even the One Piece Dynasty Warriors game. Actually, the One Piece the Pirate Warriors or whatever. Those aren't bad.
Yes,
those are fun.
Warriors. Yeah.
Like I don't mind those things.
Shit out of them games.
But I'm really
shit out of them.
I'm really tired of arena fighters. Like I don't really need any more of them. Like I think they were cool. I think Naruto Ninja Storm had a special place in a lot of people's hearts, but like if we never got another one of those games, I wouldn't be super upset. Like if we got more 2D fighters, or even if we got like, if you're gonna do a 3D fighter, and I can't even think of it because I was to say like a 3D fighter they could do would be like something like Tekken, which is their best fighting game ever.
They're literally their best. Yeah.
But like you can't do Tekken with like people who have superpowers like that. Like there are people with superpowers in Tekken, but they're not using them like that. They're they're just fighting.
Go like, you gotta have more ground and stuff like Baki or something like that, like Baki the Grappler. That would be a nice rendition of a Tekken game.
Like play it like or even play like a UFC. Oh my god.
Facts. That would be heat. That would be heat. But I feel like they're not thinking outside the box. They're kind of focused on, okay, what works? What's the formula that works? Let's keep sticking with that till the end of time, man.
What was that soccer game that they came out with? Or that a while back?
Shoot, Captain Susawa.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is it Captain Susawa?
That looks cool.
That's another exception. You know what? I may have to rescind some opinion on that. There's too many exceptions going on.
There's a lot of exceptions.
But those are spread out over like 8 years, bro.
Yeah.
Those spread out like Fist of the North Star was like years ago.
Yeah.
Captain Susawa was like a couple of years ago. I think 1 or 2. Probably like 2020. I think it was 2020. There's like a couple exceptions over like a decade. So, never mind. I'm gonna keep my same position. It's just the distance between all them shits is, you know what I'm saying? It may have blinded my vision. But it's crazy. Like, if you could just plot more of those into the usual gamut of games that you provide over a given fiscal year, I'm like, bro, I will be way more, you know what I'm saying, or I guess aware of Bandai Namco offerings and stuff. But usually I'm like, man, it's the same old Goku, Goku Arena Fighter, this, that, and the third. You got a couple of good joints over the years. You're supporting Dragon Ball FighterZ, whatever. Unless, you know what I'm saying? I'm not turning my head and giving the mask Auga eyes unless they remake Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That's the only way I will turn my head, unless like that or something radically different or something like Yu Yu Hakusho related. That or Budokai Tenkaichi 3 remake. That's the only ways I'm turning my head, honestly. But otherwise, I'm like, it's gonna keep carrying on, I guess.
They have some solid, like they do have some like heat, but there are a lot of like anime games. I think that like Bandai Namco when it comes to anime games are just two completely different like entities, because like you'll have games like, because I'll tell you right now, here's some of the games that Bandai Namco has made. Tales of Arise, which won like Game of the Years. Little Nightmares? I didn't know that they made Little Nightmares.
I feel like they're a publisher for like half this shit.
I think
I'm seeing Elden Ring. I'm like, bro,
maybe I'm looking at publishing.
Yeah, this is publishing, bro. This is publishing. I don't count this shit. I don't count this. They got House of Ashes, bro. They got the dark pictures. Nah, this is publishing.
But like what I'm saying is like they've done it before, but I just feel like sometimes like the risks that they take are kind of unnecessary when there's like things that we would pay for.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's like just tap into what some of your consumer base is doing. The simple fact of that.
Yeah.
You see your consumer clamoring for something, you might want to tap into it and try and form some business plan around that, because that's gonna pay dividends. If it's what they want to see, they're gonna splash the cash for that every time out. 100%. All right, gonna slide and switch gears on to the next one, man. Oh, well. In I need the Speed Force to play all these games news, Techland dropped some numbers on the head tops concerning the length of the game for Dying Light 2 and really flex up the hour counts. So initially, the flat out tweet from Techland stated that Dying Light 2 would take 500 hours to complete, but they had to re-clarify and go back and fix some of the numbers after the whole internet was like, yo, 500? 500? So they went back and they actually fixed up the number breakdowns. So Dying Light 2, they stated, would take 20 hours to beat the main story, 80 hours to complete the main story and all side quests, and 500 hours to max out all missions, endings, and 100% the game essentially with collectibles and locations explored. So what are we thinking about Techland, Dying Light 2, these hour counts, and what do the numbers mean, Mason? What do they mean?
I hate hour counts, actually, and it took me... It took me getting like, and the thing is, I don't even have a real job. I don't even have real money. But I think hour counts is the dumbest way of like finding out if a game is worth it or not. I remember I read Doom Eternal. Doom was like 30 hours. Doom Eternal, I think it was like 30 hours, 30-ish hours to beat the main story or something like that. And honestly, part of me was like, I kind of wish it was shorter. Or like, I love God of War and I was doing all the God of War shit, but I remember I took a break halfway through God of War for like a year. I didn't touch it because I was playing it nonstop and I was getting nowhere. And that I hit a wall because I kind of got bored because I was playing the game nonstop. It's a great game, but I don't think hour counts really matter as much as people really put into it. The only time I ever really cared about hour count was when I only had $60 for the next like 3 months of my life. So it's like, what am I going to buy? And honestly, if you would have told me that this game was 500 hours and they never clarified that, I probably would have been like, I don't know if I'm going to beat that. Like, I don't even know if I want to play it because I know I'm not going to beat it in 500. You know how long 500 hours is on a single player game? It's co-op, but it's like co-op is basically just single player with friends. Like, I spend $500 on like 500 hours on Apex, but that's because I'm like playing, getting better. Like, it's a multiplayer game. On a single player game to get to the end, 500 hours, that's a lot of time. I think if you can't beat the game, if you're just playing story mode, I think if you can't beat the game in a weekend, which means like Friday night all the way up until Sunday night, if you can't beat it playing it in 3 days, it's too long. Unless it's a JRPG. If it's a JRPG, or if it's something that like the mechanics you can't be fast. Like you can't. I have to level up in Witcher because this motherfucker will kill me if I don't.
Body you.
So like I think they're great if you're somebody who wants to see, if you want somebody who's like, I want a long game, like I want something that I can play for a while, like they're cool for that. But judging a game based off the hour count is stupid because like I'll play something like Katana Zero. I beat it in 4 hours. That game is really, really fucking good. 4-hour game, $20. I bought Mass Effect Andromeda. That shit was like 1,000,000 hours. That shit sucks compared to the 4-hour game I played. Like, there's only one of those 2 games I've downloaded multiple times and played it again. It wasn't fucking Andromeda. And that's what it comes down to, is why I kind of hate when people say like bring up the hour count, because like I'd rather play a 6-7 hour indie than play a game that's just a hot mess. But it's got a lot of hours in it though.
Yeah, I was laughing when I first saw this 500-hour count because I'm from the perspective of, hey yo, I'm working. I got the 9 to 5. I'm streaming. There's other games that I gotta play that are definitely more pressing in my mind than Dying Light 2 right now. No offense, I'm still excited for Dying Light 2. I do want to play it, but it's like not the top of my priority list. I don't think when everything drops, because there's Sifu to play, there's Horizon to play. I think God of War is like what, later this year or whatever. But it's like there's
Ragnarok or the PC release.
PC release already out.
Yeah.
Or Ragnarok. I was about to say, yeah, there's stuff ahead of it in the pecking order. So I'm like, okay, when you just drop 500, I was like, damn. So I'm not gonna be playing that off rip because that's disgustingly a high amount of time and effort just to put in. You know what I'm saying? When I've already got the job I got to do, when I've already got all this stuff to do on top of creating content and all this other things like that, I got to keep moving. So that's a big number to mark off. And when you mark it down to the 20, 80, 500, that makes a lot more sense. 80 is still kind of crazy for all the side quests. I'm not trying to do all the side quests if that's the case. I'm usually one who loves to do all the side quests, before I complete the main story. You know what I'm saying? Sequentially lock all this stuff down. I'm like, all right, cool. I feel like I've explored everything. Time to conclude and put a nice bow on it. I usually do that. But with this game, I probably won't. So I'm like, yo, that's 80 hours. That's 2 work weeks.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot, man. And even again, backing up from just the counts themselves, the whole concept of perceiving quality through an hour count is very stupid. I have to wholeheartedly agree with Wen is saying. To put, to flex on a marketing scheme, oh yeah, we got 500 hours deep, bruh. You know what I'm saying? This game's got to be good because it's 500 hours. I'm like, there's no correlation between that. What actually substantiates you having multiple, long hours in a game or long stretches of a game for it being a good game? I'm sure I can't name off the top of my head, but there's probably plenty of long games that were not as good. You know what I'm saying? That were pretty mid considering everything, and probably just some of them probably even crap considering they were even long games, considering the length and the money you had to invest to play them. And again, on the flip side, I can go give you a prime example. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Kena. Last year, that game was pure heat, and it only took me about like 8-9 hours. 8-9 hours to beat. Yeah. And that's because I was bullshitting on bosses and I was exploring around just off the whim. Yeah. But if you were really on your job, you could beat that game in like 7-8 hours. Flat. There was 1 area, 2 area, 3 area. You do boss, mini boss, mini boss, boss, mini boss, mini boss, boss, mini boss, mini boss, and then keep going to the main, you know what I'm saying, killer. And then the game is done. Fantastic game, top to bottom, art, gameplay, direction, story, characters, everything was a fantastic experience. I only took 8 hours. 8 hours. And I was across several different sessions and I did not feel bored throughout any of that. So the quality isn't whittled down by the amount of time. Yeah. It doesn't. And then for me, I'm like, yo, I'm getting older. So I'm like, I got less time to do all this free shit. So the fact that I can play a game that's dope as hell in 8 hours speaks a lot to the work y'all put in to put a great experience into such a condensed format. You don't need to Assassin's Creed this to put this in 10 billion hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I could walk Snake Way and play this game at the same time, and then I get the end of Snake Way fast, and I can finish this game. Like you don't have to go that route to create such a quality experience. If you just focus on the product you're offering, that's cool. But as a marketing scheme and as a marketing, push to flex the hour count, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is your game good? Is your game long? Those are 2 different questions. They are not, they're not tied together. They are not.
And it's funny because there are games out there, and like if the game takes you long, that's perfectly fine. Like if you're playing Dark Souls and you keep dying, like obviously that game is long because it's not because the game wants to be long. The game is just hard. As long as you're enjoying it, but there are many games that are just bloated with all this extra stuff that you don't need, and that's why like I get a lot of flack from my community because it's like, yo, I never beat games, and it's like because I don't have I stream for maybe I want to say 3 hours is my average stream time, and I stream now. I only stream twice a week because I try to do YouTube videos for the third day that I used to stream. So even when I used to play Persona, I could actually look up the stats on how long I was playing Persona 5 for. And that game was probably top 3 most what's the word for it? It's top 3 of my most played games on my channel as Persona 5
gotcha.
Till this day. And I can tell you I only gotten halfway through it because of how long it is. And it's not because it's not a bad game. I'm not saying it sucks, but like at one point I just told my community like, yo, I can't do it anymore, yo. Like I literally cannot do this anymore. Let me see, view hours, peak hours. Doesn't really matter, but like I played this shit so much. It is top 5 below Apex and Monster Hunter of games that I've played. Because it was just that long, and it's a great game, but it's like, damn, son, like when is it gonna end? Sometimes you just feel.
Yeah. Facts. there's a point where the length of a game truly like it truly starts to take away from the actual value of the entire experience. And you're like, yo, at what point does it become fluff instead of actual like impactful things that you're doing? I understand certain areas, I understand certain levels. When is the point where it's like, okay, this entire section of a game is so unnecessary. Like it didn't need to be in the game at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in the gamer's opinion. And that's where it's like, bro, you don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need to go sit down. But I'm looking up like the longest games, or like the open world games that took the longest to beat or whatever, because it's usually where they go. And I see Andromeda right there. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And I'm like, how can you continually perceive that shit doesn't matter? And I feel like we all need to, get that all through our heads and just reestablish that hour counts do not matter. Is your game good? Is your narrative compelling? Is your gameplay loop fire? What characters are most compelling to the people? What do we like about the game aside from the hour count? For the people that specifically look for longer experiences, no discredit to y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look for a long game that can sustain you for a long period of time because of whatever situation you're dealing with, whatever,
go for it.
That's fine. But on the studio side, on the people promoting these games, saying that, oh, this game is great solely based on how many hours you can stretch out of a whole gameplay loop and a build, it's not it. That's not it, man. That ain't it, man. Miss me with that shit. I would rather play Chibi Robo than for 18 minutes and complete the game or some shit like that, and then go play a 1,000-hour game. I don't got the time for that now. That's it. Just yo, bro.
Chibi Robo.
Hey, yo, I was laughing like a bug, bro, because way back in high school, I used to just fuck with my friend because he was like a huge Nintendo fan, and like I would just fuck with him because he was expecting like a big release on one of those directs, and then he got Chibi Robo as the biggest release. I remember this was like 2014 or 15, and I was just laughing him out the whole building during school because I was like, bro, you was really waiting on some crazy shit. You got Chibi Robo, dog. Reggie hates you. I hope you know this. Like, I was just fucking with him, bro. But I actually looked at the Chibi Robo game. I'm like, you know what? Play this shit. Sit down just for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. On the Eddie, that shit would be enjoyable, but that's beside the. All right, let's switch gears again. Man, this week we got some heavy rumors on KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, the remake, and namely how gameplay will be overhauled and geared more towards action-based modes of play. As the original was turn-based, this massive shift of the PS5 timed exclusive might take shape akin to the latest round of God of War games or Neo. A couple of combat designer job listings seem to corroborate this, but regardless, I'm interested to see how this looks. Just a quick one, man. How you feel about that? Just again, go from turn-based to actually active combat, action-based stuff.
I like Knights of the Old Republic. I think Knights of the Old Republic could probably still stand up pretty well at this day and age because I think they released it on the Switch. I don't mind turn-based combat. I think turn-based combat is fine. If it was more something along the lines of like Xenoblade, that is like basically like turn-based, but not really. Like you can move around in it, but like the fighting is so not slow necessarily, but like you have time to make decisions, so it's kind of turn-based. Like I don't think it's bad. I kind of hope that they have something along the lines of like Final Fantasy VII where you can pause the action, because Knights of the Old Republic was always a turn-based game, so like making it a third-person action game is kind of shitty. Like I understand like it opens up the doors for everybody who likes fighting, for anybody who likes regular action adventure games, but if you're somebody who is a fan of Knights of the Old Republic and you played the other ones and you enjoyed the turn-based, you're gonna be kind of sick when this shit is gone, or like there's no supplement for that. Like you now have to be good at video games, because one thing a lot of people think about, like, oh, but who cares, turn-based games you should throw the turn-based games out. Turn-based games are extremely accessible to people who don't have like all the like luxuries of being able to like play games like Dark Souls and shit like that. Some people literally some people can only press up one button at a time. And I feel like they find great joy out of playing like things like Dragon Quest, where it's turn-based. I hit A to attack, whatever. I can play video games without having to be mechanically the most sound person. But I think if you take a game that's known for being turn-based, remaster it, but then alienate those fans, I think it's kind of shitty. I think it'll be cool. I don't think it'll be great to play, like but like I also think that there should be something for the people who can't play games the way we all can, you know?
I completely agree. Damn, that shifted my perspective. I was not even thinking of that shit. That's why we pay you the big bucks. But no, honestly, that honestly is really, really good point. For me, I'm like, I would welcome, again, an action-based thing. But now that you mention it, there needs to be accessibility option. So I'll stick on the first part first. I would love it. I would love it. And I want the same thing for those people who are doing same people from the Detroit Become Human team that are remaking they're doing a story-based Star Wars game. Make it action-based. Make it action-based. Add some mix of elements of whatever story building stuff you want, but make it action-based. I like that. I want that. I needs that. Yeah. Especially for the look, just seeing Darth Revan trying to fight, you know what I'm saying, in that era, just looking at the different abilities that you had from KOTOR and translating that to now, I think it would be dope for action. But now, mentioning this, I do think it is important to have that accessibility option. And again, having that, maybe a hybrid system will work. You know what I'm saying? Like having that ability where you can, again, hit normally and do like all these combos and stuff like that without the need for any like pause, drop down menu that is turn-based or anything like that. But then still have that option there so that people, again, who need the accessibility options can have that and still play the game and enjoy it to the fullest without being, whittled down by the actual mechanical demands that the game might provide. So that's a really good point. But for me, I'm like, why can't ¿Por qué no los dos? Why can't we have both? Why not both?
And if it's something like Last Jedi, you can make that argument for any game. But I think with this one, it's very special because, like, for example, with something like Jedi Fallen Order, that was like Souls-like. We knew going into it that was going to be mechanically demanding. But like, you're remaking something that has a huge following. People love these games. So like, to remake it and change it, that would be kind of a slap in the face to the fans. If you ask me, if I played Kingdom Hearts 4 and they decided that it was gonna be because Kingdom Hearts doesn't work because the game is a rhythm game now, so like it changes consistently. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, they have taken my beloved franchise everywhere and I still love that shit. They made it a card game, nigga, and I was like, what we doing, bro? Put this shit down, come on.
But like, if you were to take something like Saints Row and it became like a Dark Souls game or like a game like Remnants of the Ash, where it's like, super demanding and it's super punishing, like I would be like, this isn't really what I signed up for. Like I thought this was gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. It's like taking the ethos of the game, which involves the gameplay elements of like, turn-based stuff, and just completely ripping it out from the experience. That's a little bit,
kind of fucked up.
I would say, in the lack of a better term, it's a little bit fucked up for everybody. Just trying to, we want to build the best version of KOTOR possible for the new generation, but still respect the old elements. And I feel like that is included with that, the gameplay, man. That's a good point, man. Snap it up. I'm snapping it up on WenEazy. That's a strong ass point right there, boy. That's facts. All right, let's keep it pushing. Speaking of PlayStation, according to some reports from Jeff Grubb and Jason Schreier, PlayStation are completing the full-scale pulling of all PS Now prepaid cards from the stores, with the UK seeing the latest batch of recalls. Many suspect that this is going on because PlayStation are hightailing it to repackage and reformat PS Now into their new live subscription service named Project Spartacus. While a Sony spokesperson came out to state, globally, we're moving on from PS Now gift cards to focus more on our current cash denomination PS gift cards. There might be a little bit more to the story than they're giving out. So, just a quick little touch on this, man. Like, how fast you think they're rolling for this whole competitor to Xbox Game Pass? How fast you think they're going?
If they don't get it out within 2 years, they're gonna get left behind, regardless of how good it is. I feel like in 2 years, Xbox Game Pass will, because nobody's stopping it. Like, it's growing to an extent. We're seeing Ubisoft games going day one release on Xbox Game Pass. Like that's a big company. As much as a lot of people have many mixed feelings about Ubisoft, myself included, but to the end of the day, those motherfuckers pump out games. So if you're to tell me that I get all the Ubisoft games, even if you're not a big Ubisoft fan, you're telling me I could get that on Game Pass, y'all are gonna get left behind soon, because it's gonna seem they also got a lot of indie games. The only people who are really competing with with Xbox in terms of indie games right now is Nintendo. And the only reason Nintendo I think is competing isn't because Nintendo has the best deals for indies, because it definitely doesn't. It's because the Nintendo Switches are built, like, I feel like are best for indies, because it's like, you know, a 2D skateboarding game is way better on the road than it is on my big 60-inch TV. You know what I'm saying?
And less graphical intensity, I guess, on most of those games.
So it's like, that's why Nintendo is crushing it in the indie scene. But you're getting day one Ubisoft games now. You got Bethesda's all on Xbox Game Pass. You have EA Play on Xbox Game Pass. If Spartacus doesn't come out within 2 years, I don't know what they can offer outside of emulation. Like, yo, you want to play all the PS2 games? Unless they do something heavy like that, which I don't even know if they could do. I think it's possible, but I don't know if they can. Are they actually going to do that? I don't know if they'll be able to compete. Unfortunately, like it's just like you're letting these motherfuckers run away with it. And I remember when people were telling Sony, because when Xbox was blowing up, when Game Pass was blowing up on PC, they were like, Sony, do you guys ever think about changing your streaming stance? Because that was a big thing with PlayStation Now, is that they were like, hey, you guys need to stop streaming. You guys need to let people download these games. And they allowed some titles to get downloaded, but they were like, we're gonna double down on this streaming thing. I think they thought that in the future, or like within 10 years, the internet was gonna be more accessible to people, but the internet has not changed. If anything, internet, I feel like, has gotten worse, because I have people who, like, my girlfriend gets gigabyte internet speed and her stuff still lags. So it's like, I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but the streaming thing didn't pick up the way they thought, and now I think they're trying to scramble and get something together. They have the power to get something together, though, because the system of PlayStation Now, that you can play PlayStation Now on your PC, they have like skeletons that you can build off of, but they just got to put into it, because if not, they're literally they're getting left in the dirt now, and it's only going to get worse the longer they wait.
Yep, I agree. And the funny thing was, there was some rumors circulating as well that an offering could be backwards compatibility all the way from PS4, 3, 2, and the original PlayStation. So that could be something that we see as a feature. And
give me Xenogears. Oh my god, that would be crazy.
That could be a crazy addition to to compete with, is on top of everything. But in terms of this, I'm just like, their times of the essence. And you see how that a couple of weeks ago, they pulled all the PS Now cards from the United States. The UK was just the latest round.
Yeah.
So they're moving at the speed of light, trying to get all this stuff underway, you know what I'm saying, and trying to like repackage everything. And my question is, how does PlayStation Plus get bundled into this? Is it just going to be a part of some tier now that we automatically get? Is it something that's going to be outside of the realm that we have to buy extra on top of? Because how they handle PS Plus integration will be a big question mark over how they fare, in my opinion, which I feel like they're automatically included just to be simplistic, but you never know. Sony might be like, hey, yo, you might have to buy this shit on top, bro. You might have to, you know what I'm saying, give me some extra. Like, they might do that, but they're already including free games with PS Plus. So I'm like, why don't you just bundle it into a service where it's $9.99, the same pricing? But again, who knows what they're thinking? I still think that's a big question mark that needs to be resolved by them. The value of just repackaging and including stuff like, again, the backwards compatibility, access. What are you going to try and include to, again, heavily compete with Game Pass? Are you going to put more PlayStation exclusives day one on that pass, or those tiered things? You're going to drop all your major hits day one on that service? Are you going to leave a grace period? Where it's like, okay, you got to pay these first like 45 days like a movie release, and then once it's done, it's on the streaming service. You can go jump on that. How are they gonna construct this play? How are they gonna construct the way forward? And if they're very stingy about it, I feel like even though they released it, will have traction, but in the end, people will still see their Game Pass offering better value. They need to come with the value very hard and very fast up front if they want to, again, stand a real chance of overtaking Game Pass, because there's enough momentum for Game Pass to sustain itself. It's now about catching up and overtaking for Project Spartacus. And if they can actually make that happen, that's a really that's a huge thing for them, because again, this is the biggest thing that Xbox has got going in terms of services. This is the biggest thing in gaming right now, and it has been for some time. So it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of upfront value provided for the consumer to even be considered as, proper active competition. Oh, this makes you want to switch over to this to get this value type of deal. So it's a lot for PlayStation to consider, man. It's a lot for them to get through thinking about. But for me, I'm just like, dog, y'all gotta hurry up. You gotta hurry up. You gotta try to do something, bro. Because listen, I bought my Game Pass yesterday, bro. I'm here to say officially on the podcast. I bought my Game Pass like yesterday. What was it? Not even yesterday. Tuesday. I bought my Game Pass Tuesday. I'm trying this joint out for $1, and if I like it, I'm gonna stay my ass on there, bro. They dropped the game on Thursday too. We talked about on the last podcast, the Anacrusis. I want to go play that because that's co-op and that's brand new. I want to go try that.
Anacrusis, so like, Spelunky 2, Outer Wilds, which I think is probably like a top 10 game of all time. Outer Wilds I have
not played.
That game is
I do want to play it.
It's an amazing game. And it's like it's consistently they keep dropping games, and like on top of that you have games like Outriders all on there. If that I don't know what the Outriders community is like. I don't know what Outriders is doing. But if that game comes back up,
Combat Roll Simulator, but it's got a lot of hours in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's got. Hey, if you like hours, if you were one of the people who love hours, like they have a lot of stuff on there. Every day I get on there, I look at it, and I'm just like, damn, there's more. There's just so much there.
Yeah. So I'm like, Sony's got a lot of work to do. Case in point, just in general, Sony has a lot of work to do if they want to catch up. But it seems like they're gearing up for a full scale counterattack, just pulling all these damn PS cards. So we gonna see what they got in time. We definitely gonna see what they got. Alrighty. Oh man, this also kind of plays into that previous update, but let's talk about it, man. The team at IO Interactive came out of nowhere on Twitter this week and dropped a major update for the next full year of support for the Hitman series. So we got a bunch of updates on a whole lot of stuff. So let me go down the list. Let me take a deep breath. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. First and foremost, we have Elusive Target Arcade, which is a new mode where contracts are streamlined one after another in a level with one chance to take down a target after each attempt. Failure means you're locked out of that sequence of gameplay and have to take another crack at it in 12 hours. So think of it as like raid bosses that are in succession. So you have to go boss after boss after boss in the same life without dying, without failure, or else you're locked out for a day. You got to come back and try again, like a new like Rogues Gallery type of art thing in one shot, which is pretty dope. Hitman VR on PC, which is on the way. Tech boosts, including ray tracing, that are coming later in 2022. The Hitman Trilogy, available on Game Pass day one. Hitman 1, 2, and 3, the latest iteration, that will be available. Freelancer mode, which is you completing missions with a safe house to upgrade, unlock, and modify to your liking. Whatever plans you make as you create missions in your own way. Modified NPC types and behaviors, including other assassins in gameplay environments of over remodeled stages from Hitman 3, a new map codenamed Rocky, and we have a lot of those things dropping January 20th, which includes Elusive Target Arcade, Hitman VR, and the Hitman Trilogy dropping this month. Freelancer mode coming later in spring, and the tech boost coming at the end of the year in 2022. So thoughts on all of this Hitman stuff, because damn, that was a lot.
Hitman is one of those games that's really, really good that I haven't touched, that I don't know why I haven't touched. There's really no reason I haven't played, because I own Hitman 1. I think I got Hitman 1 on Epic, and I have Hitman 2 on Steam. And I really need to get through those, because those games look super, super good. Like, I haven't heard any bad things about it. I'm not super into stealth. Yeah, like, I'm not super into stealth, but at the same time, like, I don't think I need to be. And they look really fun, so I might have to give it a crack. The only reason, like, I think it's one of those things where it's like, the only reason I haven't played it is just because I just haven't, and because new stuff keeps coming out, and I'm just like a little overwhelmed. I need to play them though, because they look really interesting, and I love this is a really good way of showing people like, hey, this is a single player game that we have supported, and it's seems to be working for them, because a lot of people are continuously playing, a lot of people are like, you gotta love it. You gotta love people who support the games that they make, and this is really impressive. Like, all the things that they sounded, I haven't played this game. I think all this shit is cool. The only thing that I can see would be a little annoying is like the elusive target. If I fuck up by accident, I'm out of it for 12 hours. But like I don't know the community. I don't know how try hard the community is. Some people are probably looking at this like, yes, I want to show people how good I am at this. Whereas like me, I'm like, damn, I was fried, and I accidentally shot the security guard. So now I gotta wait till tomorrow, you know. But I'm sure that I'm sure every mode that's on here, there is a casual version for it. So like, I'm really excited. I think this is really cool. I think I love this. Like, how can you hate a company supporting its game? You can't. You really can't.
Facts. Facts. And again, speaking on the elusive target arcade, they build it in the video of their whole drops. They build it as like, you know, like this is for like the best of the best to challenge yourself. It's kind of like the raid boss, the raid boss equivalent for this type of game, where it's like if you want to really challenge yourself about like the top line shit, you think you're the best, do this mode. You know, so that's kind of what they marketed it as. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Cool. For the casual, again, for people like, you know what I'm saying, who might not go crazy, want to have one back to back to back, be sweating down beads and shit, trying to play one level. Maybe not for you, but still, it's an option for people, I guess, who are, again, longtime fans and who are active supporters of this up to now. For me in general, again, I agree. For a game that looks as beautiful as Hitman 3 does, for all the time and labor put into how it looks, how it plays, and how interactive you can make it, because it's really easy to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it would be really easy for them to drop a Hitman experience and then leave that shit for the rest of the time, man. Not even look at it.
Because people
would
just
continually,
I was gonna say that people would just speed run it and then it would still have life, but like this is awesome.
The continual support is this is a prime example of how you create loyal fan bases and you turn heads to your game over time with consistent support. You know what I'm saying? For me, again, I do like stealth games, but again, I'm not like, oh, that's like the top of my priority list. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't come around as often anymore in general and stuff like that. So stuff gets muddled in the, you know what I'm saying, muddled in the process. But when you see stuff like this, oh shoot, there's a whole new bunch of modes coming to Hitman. Oh, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing funny stuff on Hitman. Let me go check that out. Let me go tap back into it. So you're creating a lot of positive buzz and just a positive rapport over time. And that just makes for a lot, you know, more enriching experience. And that creates for a lot more loyal fan base and player base when you get to it. So I've heard nothing but good things from what I see. This is like really, really dope. And again, the Game Pass inclusion on day one, for all these drops on January 20th, and the trilogy. Wait, this is like, damn.
Is this on Game Pass?
So the trilogy is dropping on Game Pass. So Hitman 3, this one with the new game modes and stuff, is included and is dropping on January 20th on Game Pass. Day one. Look at this smile. Look at this smile.
I'm just sitting there like, damn, son. Like we were just talking about how PlayStation needs to hurry up because people are just gonna keep working with Game Pass. And it's like, wow, that's really good. Like that's really good. Like that's damn.
I'm telling you, bro. Damn. I'm telling you, and this is a really, really like. Look at this, bro. Hitman, not the hugest game in the world, not the hugest franchise, but a perfect way to show that they're continually supporting one and wanting to get to more ears and more eyes and headsets is through a system like Game Pass. You get exposed to so many more different people. They're marketing your stuff. Oh, day one, this whole new drop, updates for Hitman 1, 2, 3, new trilogy. Come try this out. You're going to get a whole bunch of new players that have never tried Hitman before, giving them access to the entire trilogy. And you're probably gonna make some fans out of it. Yeah. So it's a huge opportunity for them, and it's a huge boost to Xbox Game Pass just because they getting these titles day one. So I'm like, damn, they doing their damn thing. But again, I don't want to touch on the previous subject on the Game Pass shit. Yeah. Hitman 3, y'all doing what y'all supposed to be doing. This is beautiful. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this, and I want to try it, bro. I got Game Pass now, so we'll see. I will see it somewhere. I will see it somewhere, man. All right, man. Let's switch gears a little bit more and talk about the game collab conundrum, as I like to call it. We had a good bit of news this week on some new partnerships formed and interesting collaborations in gaming drops. And we wanted to touch on two notable ones that we saw. We're going to go through this one at a time, but first and foremost, let's just get right to the meat and potatoes, man. The people at Call of Duty have officially partnered up with Hajime Isayama's Attack on Titan, and they dropped new cosmetics in COD Vanguard, including new skins inspired by Levi Ackerman, finishing moves and badges. And it's just a lot of interesting looks, shall we say. But yeah, how do we feel about that, man? They dropped it. They had like whole execution animations with the whole ODM gear swords and whatnot. I'm like, how we feel?
It's a podcast, so I can't say no comment.
Please comment.
I saw it and I really thought they were making a joke, and then I saw PlayStation tweeted it out, and I was like, no.
Same, bro. Same.
No way. Like, same. I don't. Like, it's kind of cringe. Like, it's kind of cringe. It just like doesn't look good. Like if they were like it's of all the things to collab with, of all the did nobody else reach out? Like that's my question. Is like did nobody else? Because like say what you will about Fortnite and like you're like yo I can't believe they got God of War doing like the Renegade, but like I would have rather them have freaking Attack on Titan on that game than in Call of Duty. I just feel like it just doesn't fit correctly, you know? Like I feel like you need to know your audience, and I'm not saying that people who play Call of Duty don't watch Attack on Titan, but I'm sure I don't know who was playing Attack on Titan and who was watching Attack on Titan was like, damn, this would be cool in COD. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't I don't know. I'm collabs with anime. I love that. I love that people are collabing with anime because I like we said earlier, I want more. I'm a big fan of anime, and having more people like maybe getting the rights to some stuff would be cool and being able to do stuff, but no, not this. Man, it would have been cool if they just did like a little levy, like a Captain Levi like gun charm. Like that would have been cooler in my opinion than like having the full No.
Yeah, they had the gun charm, but the gun charm was actually Grisha Yeager's key for the basement, I believe.
Stupid. They should have did like a colossal chibi or something. Like that would have been cooler.
Yeah. I think the total they had a couple emblems, which was like again the Scouts badge, and the other one was like a potato, just a broken potato for like Sasha and stuff. I was like, damn, bro. Okay. They got a couple of MVP highlights and intros and finishing moves, just a couple animations with the swords and stuff.
I
was there.
Like
was there.
There are other animes I feel like that they could have picked.
That would have been way more applicable to Call of Duty style than this. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, yo, bro, who trolling, bro? Who joking, bro? That's why I had the same reaction as you. I was like, bro, who the fuck?
Y'all
who meme this? Who meme this?
Y'all saw the money. Like,
yeah, they did. I'm telling you. I'll tell you why, but first I'm like,
go for it.
I think the character I think he's an actual operator in the game, so he just put the skin on him to reskin him and stuff to look like Levi. And I was like, damn, that don't look like Levi at all. You just put a random nigga in a suit, put a random nigga in a scout suit. That's kind of wild, dog. All right, I mean, if you want to do a Call of Duty, cool, but I feel like it's kind of like we've reheated this kind of race to the bottom in terms of collaborations. So we're trying to grab as many popular franchises as possible and lock down stuff instead of making things that kind of make sense in what the community might want more so. Now, of course, Call of Duty is no stranger to collaborations and stuff. We've seen different skins beforehand, of course. I remember like the what was it called, the Michael Myers one or something like that. I mean, that's and that makes sense because it was based on the game mode. But then they had different character skins and stuff like that they introduced, not really copyright or whatever, but they had them in there in some degrees. But now I feel like it's like, yo, we need the hottest joint out right now, and it don't matter if it makes sense or not. And then you see the reaction, people's like, yo, why the hell you even put this in here, bro? I don't want to see this. He ain't even got no ODM gear or nothing like that, bro. He can't even jump from place to place. It don't even look right. It doesn't look right in the Call of Duty setting. So I'm like, that's a whole problem in and of itself. And you're just kind of like looking at Fortnite. They're on their side doing collab after collab. And it for me, I'm like, yo, it's a little bit off the wall. But again, for Fortnite's animated style, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It like a lot of stuff makes sense because it's in that animated Fortnite style. It's like, okay, cool. It's not necessarily as attributable to real life or not. It's like, okay, cool. Fortnite is it has its own little off-world thing, and you're like, okay, cool. I can see characters making an appearance in that because I mean, it's Fortnite, animated, cartoony. I feel like anybody can show up. It's a very big thing, and they already set that precedent with the level of skins that they had before they introduced any characters. I think they made that a thing. So it's just damn. You going from Fortnite to seeing Spider-Man, and they're like, yo, that's kind of cool. That's what's up. You see this dude, you know what I'm saying? It looked like they just a Wish.com Levi Ackerman. I'm just like, dog, yo, y'all didn't have to do all that. Y'all didn't, somebody cut the cameras, dead ass.
That's,
oh my goodness, man. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But that brings us to the second one, which is also it's a little bit more up. It's a little bit more chipper. I'd say so. What's it called? On the stronger side, Fortnite is reportedly set to open a licensing agreement with Paramount to use some of their franchises for partnerships, including a first rumored IP out of the batch in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, now this is going from what you don't do to what you probably should do in these situations, man. Fortnite has mastered this format at this point. Like, they know exactly what the fuck they doing. They know, just like, they can just pull from a lot of different places because of their style. And there's like, yo, bro, we got Paramount now. How many franchises they got? Let's tap in, bro. Let's take Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first. Let's take y'all. Let's put y'all in there and let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It's funny. Like, the only other game that I can think that does collabs with nobody does it better than Fortnite. Nobody. The only other place that I can think of collabs being really cool, where I'm like excited to see a cool skin or whatever, is Monster Hunter. So like Monster Hunter will have like Akuma as a layered skin. So like you do all the missions, and then you'll be able to play like Akuma.
That's heat.
And you'll be able to like use the sword and shield. Instead of having a sword and shield, it'll be actually his fist, and they animate it so it looks like it, but it's still the same thing. So like that's the only other game that I can think of that does collabs extremely well, where it's like fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give Smash his due because of the effort, but that's
oh no, but the thing about I don't even think about
but Smash is like
that's like a whole DLC.
Like, yeah, that's like cosmetic collab. Okay, you're talking like cosmetic,
like literally just cosmetic collabs.
Okay, cosmetic collabs. Yeah. Right,
no,
cool.
Yeah, like because other people do collabs. Amazing. Tekken does a great job with the people that they bring in from other games.
Facts.
But like cosmetic wise,
I'd agree.
Fortnite is definitely top tier, and then it's like I would say it's the only other people that I can even think that do cosmetics like it is Monster Hunter, and they're cool. Fortnite getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm surprised they haven't got them already. Smite's the other place that does it. Smite has like Transformers in the shit.
Yeah. Smite does
Avatar: The Last Airbender on it. That was another good one.
Facts. That is facts.
But like, I think like I don't mind collabs, especially if it's just like cosmetic skins, like it's whatever. One thing that I liked about like Monster Hunter was that like they'll make it canon, like Witcher was actually in the Monster Hunter world. Like Geralt from Rivia was in the Monster Hunter world.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and it was just like he got sucked into like a different dimension. He's like, "What are we doing here?" And it's like that was really funny. Not all of them are canon, but like that one was a cool little thing. That's what I would want that from collabs, would be like making it canon possibly. But like other than that, I think it's a great idea. I think Call of Duty has a long way to go, because they need to not look at it
things that make sense.
Yeah,
like, or aesthetically.
Or they're just like looking at it for like, they didn't plan this, I don't feel like, or it wasn't planned as well as it could have been, because I feel like they did it because Attack on Titan was up, or they knew Attack on Titan was gonna be up, so they were like, yo, let's get a collab going, and they were like, yo, we'll just throw it on whoever the fuck, people will buy it. And like, this is why it's a meme right now. And that's why like I hear Fortnite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, I'm like, cool. Call of Duty Attack on Titan, I'm like, why? When it's the same shit.
It literally feels like the same thing, because again, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Paramount has like a new streaming service or an update to the streaming service that they're doing this year in like a couple of months or whatever. That makes sense for why they wanted to partner with Fortnite and reach out. And but still, the execution is different. That's my problem. It's the execution of these things. And I'm like, there's one if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. That's what I chalk it up to. And I'm like, I'm thinking about like, yo, if Fortnite gets access to Paramount stuff, bro, give me SpongeBob. Give me all these Nickelodeon SpongeBob shit.
Yeah.
Give me that right now. If you have SpongeBob in Fortnite, y'all living.
Hitbox is gonna be crazy, but it'll still be lit.
Oh yeah, it'll be absolutely ridiculous. But I'm saying, like, if you secure SpongeBob, you have won this. You've won this fight. You don't need to do no more. You probably will, but you won't need to do no more collaborations because you got SpongeBob skin in Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Like,
kids would go crazy. A cat dog skin,
bro, and him standing up on high leg. Is a dog, a dog or a cat? Yeah, dog is going up and cat got the gun, bro.
That would be
like,
nuts.
Really? Like, yo, they already had so much hype and like momentum going off of the Marvel stuff. Niggas had Wolverine, Spider-Man, and all Venom and Carnage and all that stuff. People's going wild. That almost made me twitch. Like, yo, bro, hey, I need to play that. Hold on. I left that place a long time ago, boy. Hold on.
I mean,
I was tempted.
I re-downloaded it, and I got halfway through the download, and then I remembered that I have to build, and I stopped the download. That's it. Like, I literally got halfway through the download, and then I was like, wait, I gotta build. Fuck, I'm not doing that shit. That's way too complicated. But so actually, this is a perfect time, because I saw this rumor. It is completely rumor, because it was on a website that had way too many ads to be real. but they were saying that they're gonna add a no build mode into Fortnite. So like,
ooh,
yeah, you see,
bring it back, bring it up. I would download that, boy.
You know
Listen, I'm not even playing, bro. I'm not even playing. If you put no material, just straight, you know what I'm saying, straight shots, I'll put me back on the roster. Put me back on the roster. I'll be back in there, bro. Where we landing, boys? That'd be my first question.
Yeah.
If they do that, I'm back.
Even if it was like, not even like a build, like, cause I remember I used to build like the little walls or whatever the fuck, like that shit was cool. Like, so like even if they did like a slow build mode where like motherfuckers couldn't crank the 7,000s or whatever, like I would be more into it. But like I get it. Because I think Sammy's saying it right now. He's like, that's kind of the main mechanic of Fortnite. You're completely 1000% right. Motherfuckers like us.
Hey, listen, and it's a fair mechanic. It's a fair mechanic.
You're right.
It's cool. It's a valid mechanic, and I don't disagree with it. Of course, Save the World mode was built on that shit.
Yo.
I 100% agree. But when I jump into a Fortnite match, the last time I jumped in there years ago, and I just do doom 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 with the AR, and all you see is 3 stories built in 3 seconds. Niggas built a whole 5-star hotel. They built the Waldorf on me. I'm gonna be a little bit pissed off. All right, so I'm just saying that mechanic doesn't suit me, and I have to put a lot more effort, you know what I'm saying, into trying to circumvent all the stuff that they do, trying to build up whole 5-star hotels on my ass. I just don't partake, you know, in the building as much as I probably should in that game, and that's why I left. And so the skill gap of just becoming an absolute construction manager, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put a hard head on Fortnite. That's when I decided it wasn't for me. That's when I decided. All right.
Oh my god.
You saying no build, so you know you might have.
I mean, if they throw it in there, I'm not saying it's a good mode. I'm just saying I might be in that mode.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not. I don't know. Shit, I don't know, bro. But listen, man, they might have something with it, bro. I'm just saying, Fortnite had it reveled in this time in the sun, and it's still very much in the sphere of relevance. But now they actively finding little ways to keep everybody on their toes. And Fortnite every couple of weeks, every couple of months, like, oh shoot, Fortnite, they doing something. They're in the conversation constantly, and that's what keeps them as one of the most popular franchises, one of the most successful franchises ever in gaming. Just they know how they're so savvy with how they move. They're very savvy, and you know, you see those that do it, Fortnite, and then those that, you know, try to do it in other friends. I ain't going, you know, name names, but you know, you see it. We just talked about them.
This is the second week in a row that I've praised Fortnite, and I need it to stop. Like I need it to stop. This is the second day. This is the second week in a row. It's been
in sequence
twice that I've been like,
too many. 2 weeks too many. Oh my goodness.
I swear to God, if I say that shit is good if I praise Fortnite next week, I'm downloading Fortnite. Like if I praise it 3 weeks in a row, I'm downloading Fortnite.
They're gonna mail a pickaxe to your house right now. Like, you think it's a game? They about to get you on our side.
I'll be like,
get you on the side, bro. They heard that shit. They say, yeah, we got something for you, bro. We got something for you. Hold on, man. That's too much. That's too damn much, man. All right. Let's roll on, man. Is this the last one? Is this the last thing of the day? Yes, it is. I believe
so, yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's shift gears a little bit, man. Let's talk about it. So this week that just passed, there was a lot of discussion and rhetoric over sexism in gaming and the streaming space from a couple of different places. So first and foremost, Frost, who was a host on G4's X Play, she absolutely killed a whole 3 or 4 minute snippet to break down all the tomfoolery behind sexism that she's experienced so far in her role on G4, and was really speaking to a lot of souls of the weirdos that be doing that stupid shit on the platform. That was one of the sources of big news that came about this week. And secondly, some dusty ass Twitter girl, I'm not gonna mention his name, he posted a whole tweet that said, "Don't know which female needs to hear this, but stop exploiting the gaming community with your bodies. That's not the content we are looking for." And he promptly got deep fried and sauteed by the good folks on the Bird app for that bullshit.
It's still going.
So let's break this down. Let's break this down. Let's split this a little bit. Let's talk about some of these two stories. Let's talk about these two stories. Let's break this down. All right. I said it's like 8 times, but damn it, I'm just excited to get into this one because I want to roast these niggas. Sorry. Let's talk about first Frosk and her experiences. Just to provide a little bit more detail. I just wanted to say, first and foremost, go watch the video. Go watch the video. Like that like seriously. Oh, Negus has said something in my chat. He said something in my chat. I'll also touch on that point because I'm like, either he's very stupid or very smart, but whatever. Go watch Frosk's video if you haven't already on G4, the Twitter. I think she posted on her page as well. Go look up Frosk, like Frosk URNNN. Go look that up. Go look up G4. Go look up XPlay. Go check it out. Basically, she was just talking about how, again, her purpose on G4 is to provide content for gaming and to talk about gaming and not be easy on the eye for all the dudes that come in the chat and look at her. She is not no Olivia Munn. She's not no, previous host that was also just pretty or whatever. She's not there for the sole purpose of your, I guess, visual stimulation and things like that. And she also went to state that there was been a lot of, again, just disproportionate abuse for her when the whole team at G4 is writing on the same scripts, they're providing the same lines. It's just her part that she has to speak when they all equally contribute to games, reviews, news, and all that stuff. So I wanted to just talk to you, and let's dive into this first one, just about what she said and how you felt about this general situation, what that means for the gaming environment so far, man. So let's talk about it, Wen. Let's talk about it.
So it's like it's insane because like growing up with G4, it's such a staple, and the fact that we got G4 back is amazing. It's amazing that we have G4 again in this space. Like, I'm really happy that it's back. It's beautiful to have back because not many things from our childhood will come back and that are still relevant to us, because like there's a lot of shit that from my childhood that even if it did come back, I'm not fucking, like, iCarly came back. I didn't need that shit. Like, that was cool, whatever. Like, G4 is something that I could actually sit down and watch and be like, yo, this I'm happy. This is just how it was when I was like a little kid. So when I saw that video, I was just like, why the fuck are y'all being so goddamn weird? And I feel like that's the theme for this topic, is like, why the fuck y'all being so goddamn weird about this shit? Like, you're sitting here going to a gaming channel and like talking about this woman's body. Like, that doesn't, two and two don't go together. And the thing that blew me away, that I thought was very, very important, that most motherfuckers in general in entertainment don't understand, is like, she said that I'm reading the same scripts that are written by the same people that Adam is reading, but somehow I'm getting shit for it because I'm a woman. And that shit just strikes close to home, is because with these big shows, sometimes, and even like an IGN actually, these reviews may be written by somebody, but the video is done by somebody else, because that's just how it is. And in production, that's always how it is. It's a team of people. So it's just like disgusting to see like all these fucking neckbeards, like just motherfuckers whose opinions don't really matter. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. You're ruining this space. You're ruining this gift, because G4 didn't have to come back. All these people could have just been streamers and made millions of dollars and been fine doing whatever the fuck they were doing. Like, they came together and we have this awesome thing, and you're mad because what, bro? Like, you have no reason to be mad. You have no reason to be mad, because she even said it herself. All of these things are written together as a team. We together write this. So if you're mad at her, you have to be mad at Adam. You have to be mad at so many other people.
Facts. I just, again, it's honestly so blatant, the stupidness, just the absolute tomfoolery, just the foolishness of it all. Just because she is who she is and she's doing her thing, just because she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? And they be giving her hell. I be looking at some of them comments too in the Twitch chat. I don't see the YouTube chat because I don't watch on YouTube. I was watching on Twitch, but I see some stuff slip through on Twitch. I'm like, bro, like, dog, y'all came here for gaming content. Y'all came here to be entertained and to be informed on gaming content. What does her appearance or anything like that have to do with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a valuable member of the team, obviously, because she's writing a part of that team and she's a consistent host. So she's doing her damn thing. Anything else that transgresses past that is not to be mentioned. It's not to be, you know what I'm saying, commented. And it just speaks to the real fragile state of a lot of dudes in gaming because they cannot deal with real life, or they don't deal with real life, and they don't touch grass and talk to people, or haven't talked to people in their life before. They expect certain things out of the spaces they're in, where it's like, yo, this shit is for everybody. If you don't understand that people who don't look like you, people who don't act like you, people who don't live for you, or or provide content, you know what I'm saying, that is presented in a format or standard that isn't up to your, I guess whatever labels or criteria or whatever, you got to get the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Stop watching.
Go somewhere else.
Cut that shit out. Run. Peace out. And everybody who's on the G4, like quote retweets on that stuff, said the same thing, bro. If you don't rock with her, you can't rock with us. Get out. Bounce. And that whole consistent with me, man. I'm like, yo, if you can't accept the fact that people are different, you know what I'm saying, that women can provide valuable opinions on gaming, on life, on whatever, can be entertaining, informative, just as much as everybody else on that G4 set or whatever, in whatever space, whether it be on a damn podcast, a live stream, a TV show, you know what I'm saying, a whole presentation, the Game Awards, E3, whatever. If you can't accept that fact, you're not welcome in gaming, bro. That's facts. That's dead facts. I don't understand what's the disconnect. They're people. They're all humans. They can provide a good opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can provide valuable things. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't look like the same as the last G4 host that you was gawking over and shit like that. You would actually like, yo, these niggas is just they're trying to beat off the people. And so I'm like, yo, bro, you're on a Twitch show for gaming. That's not what you're here for. That's not what you should be here for. It's really, really hilarious to me. How many niggas is losers?
Yo,
people's like straight bottom feeders, bro. Y'all some mouth breathers, bro. Like it doesn't surprise me, but it always, a little part of me is baffled every time, just looking at the amount of people, not the fact that it is, but just the amount of people that are on that side still of just not having any awareness to realize other people don't live for you, especially and specifically in this case, women do not live for your acceptance, approval, or any of that.
It's the entitlement. They live to
be themselves, and the entitlement also facts. I'm like, bro, nigga, you just put an email and password in for this Twitch account. You didn't do anything. You don't deserve any of that. You're another person, just like a equal playing field. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve none of that. You do. What garners your what is even the criteria? Like, when did you even earn that pedestal of respect that we have to play to? You know what I'm saying? That women have to play to in specific here.
It's just nuts, because it's like, yo, you're on a free website watching a free show, and you're making demands when there's literally an entire there's so many people streaming on Twitch, on YouTube, everywhere. There's so many places where you can get like the content that you're looking for, but you come here and you want them to bend to your will because, I don't know, I guess at some point when you were a kid, you got really horny watching G4. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you want, bro, but you are an adult. And if you are a child, then you are literally a child. There's literally nobody who should be saying any of these things, because if you fall under the category of an adult, then go be a fucking adult and go live your life somewhere else. Then don't go to the free fucking show. Don't watch the free fucking content. Go live your life somewhere else. And if you are a child, then you are a child and you do not know enough. So wait till you grow up and then become that adult that fucks off. So either fuck off as a kid or go fuck off as an adult. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Stop being fucking weird. And probably go to therapy. That might help as well.
Very, very helpful tips for you damn mouth breathers. Honestly, very, very good tips. Again, it's just down to, this is how G4 is. And I'm like, yo, the G4 of old is honestly not that different to the G4 of new. Again, it's just with a lot more inclusive number of faces that provide a lot more different perspectives, which makes me want to see G4 more, because I'm like, yo, there's people that look like me on G4. That's a dream I have. Yeah. I've seen G4. I'm like, yo, damn near everybody's had that dream. If you've seen your X play and stuff before, or attacking the show or something like that, yo, I want to be on the show one day, man. I want to host it. That'd be a really cool opportunity. If the thought hasn't crossed your mind, if you were a consistent watcher of X Play and G4, maybe you just wanted to be super casual and just watching and enjoy it. But if for people who love gaming and wanted to get into that space and just, were enamored by it, you know what I'm saying, you would love to be on that space at some point. I feel like that holds true for a lot of people. So seeing more of yourself for women, you know what I'm saying, for women, for black people, for other people of color and whatnot, seeing more of yourself on that new iteration of G4 is lovely. And again, specifically in this case of women, just because that, you know, the look might have changed doesn't mean the quality's different. So I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't apply to you. That's not your lane. So for the people that always jump into a Frost's business and be jumping on down her throat just because she doesn't look the certain way that they perceive a G4 host should look or whatever the fuck, that doesn't apply to you. It's none of your business. Are you coming for information and talking about the games to be entertained, or you know what I'm saying? Do you need to be on the hub? Like there's a lot of different lanes y'all need to go, but with the disrespect towards women in this space in general, and again in this specific case with Frost, that's not one of them. That's not one of those ways. Y'all need to go on somewhere with that bullshit. End of story. So that's one. And let's get to the other one. So yeah, this dude, man, literally said stop exploiting the game community with your bodies, and he spelled bodies BODY''s instead of BODIES. So grammatically, I've already noticed there's a couple of, you know what I'm saying, couple of screws that are loose and or not working. Just what in the hell, bruh? I just want to talk again. It just plays into some of the things we're talking about, but I want you to jump off with it. Go ahead.
It's just crazy because like usually with like these kind of people, I just like never really understand what the move is. Like I just don't get it. Because I remember we had this conversation way back. We were playing like Apex or something, and you were like, if there were people really on Twitch who are out here looking for titties, and I'm not saying that there aren't. There are definitely people out here looking for titties on Twitch. If you took all of those people, right? Let's say you and whatever the biggest set of titties is streaming right now. If you took all the people who are there looking for boobs, and you grab them all from that chat and just plop them in your chat, you guys are playing the same game. The games that you think are like the women that you think are titty streamers, the women that you think are whatever. If you took all of their entire chat and they dropped them into your chat, how many people would stay? How many people would actually keep watching your stuff? And then you realize, oh, none of them would stay. So like, I don't understand. So are you upset that this target audience isn't looking at you because you're not attracted to them? Well, I just don't get it. I just really just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there are no women in this space that are taking away your views because of their bodies. Because if there are people actually watching these women for their bodies, they're never gonna see you. They were never gonna see you. Even if that woman were to disappear off of Twitch, they're not coming to your channel, bro. Because what you're saying is that these people are watching these women for their bodies. You don't got that body, so why would they show up? It just doesn't make sense to me. So maybe you just need to work on your content. Maybe you need to just figure out what the fuck you're doing wrong, why you only got so many viewers, and then you would probably grow more on Twitch, or you would find people who have the same, like, I don't even want to say the same fucking mindset as you, because I don't want people to have the same mindset as you. Like, I want people to just go watch the streamers they like. I'm sorry, bro. Like, your numbers aren't low because of the titties. I promise you that. I promise you that. We could wipe out all the titties on the face of the earth. Your numbers will stay the same, and it's not gonna grow.
Dog, they was cooking that nigga. Somebody posted that boy's stats on the timeline too. He had like 2 average viewers and whatnot. I'm like, damn, and that's tough. He got aired out, bro.
It's just like, it just doesn't, and that's what's so funny about it is that like, it's very, people like will make these like claims and will say this shit as if people won't call them out of their bullshit or check the stats. Like, they'll just be like, let me see. Because even when I saw that shit, I'm like, oh, if he's a content creator, let's go see what I'm missing out on. Let's go see what I'm too busy looking at titties to go see. And then I went to the Twitter. All of them were like Apex clips grabbed off the PlayStation. No audio. It was just gameplay. I'm not a big fan of people who play Apex on console unless it's somebody like not to bash on console players. Like, if it just says like shared clip or whatever. If it's a console lobby, you can tell it's a console lobby because motherfuckers will just be walking straight at you.
No,
there's no movement. Boy. Like, so like I'll see his clip.
The AI.
Yeah, I'll see his clip and it'll be him and a bloodhound both strafing slowly to the left as they both shoot each other in the face. Because I played in console lobbies. If you're not playing in anything where like people are like bee hopping and doing wall jumps, like, you're not really gonna shock me as an Apex.
Easy.
And like, if you're entertaining while you're playing in these lobbies, all day. I love it. Like, if it's funny, but if it's just the gameplay of you playing Apex, bro, I can get that anywhere else. If all you do on your stream is just play Apex and just shoot people, I can do that. I can watch other people do that, or I can watch people do it that are way more entertaining. It is not the titties, and we really need to stop. It's really fucking annoying because it's like, as a kid, I always grew up with like the mindset of like, if I have a wife, I want her to play video games with me, yada yada yada, and I have that gamer girlfriend, and it's just insane to me that like I have to fear her like opening up the mic chat because people are gonna be fucking weird to her. Because this happened before, and like, well, I think we played Valorant and people were being fucking weird in the chat, and I'm just like, it's crazy how we can all just play games like and just enjoy the game and not be weird about shit. But you guys want to alienate women from the space, but at the same time, you guys also want girls to play video games in the space. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You can't gatekeep and then be mad that the gate was kept.
Look, I just want to add some color on this. When this shit pops up like every 3 months, and the conversation is very, 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 very redundant and just superfluous. The shit doesn't matter. Just talking about this right here, bro. It's like when the chips are down, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming to your streams. You got you and Nightbot just chilling out, doing your thing. You turn the stream off, and you look at it. You're like, yo, what could go wrong? What's wrong with me, man? I should be having viewers right now. I should be doing my thing, man. What's wrong? A pair of boobs that I've never seen before on the internet. That's what's wrong. That just spawned in your head. That just spawned in your head. I'm like, yo, like, how do you jump? Where is your logic? Where is your logic? How did you skip over everything that has to do with yourself? Every singular thing that has to do with self-improvement and accountability. How did you skip over this line? How did you jump that? This man literally did the triple jump. This man did that, like, hopped over the beam, did that, like, over all accountability, and went straight to the tits. I'm like, yo, that makes no sense. Logically, how do you know none of these women personally? You know none of them. You've seen probably max like 5 booby streamers, and that's because of your algorithm. You looking at them. I don't see them on my timeline. I see little black folk on my timeline, and I see some of the beautiful black women, of course. You know what I'm saying? Black women are beautiful, but let me refocus. That's just because of the algorithms. Yo, if you going out actively searching for like titty streamers and seeing if they're live or not, that's on you, for one. And two, you should realize that some of those audiences literally do not have like any overlap with yours. Unless you're specifically rating titty streamers and getting mad. You know what I'm saying? You and Nightbot going in there checking everything out, and you're like, yo, what the hell going on, bro? Nightbot, why are you here, bro? You been here the whole time? Unless you're doing that consistently, there's no way you're interacting with them, because again, you're not talking to women in real life, so why would you be talking to them like that online? But you know, stuff differs. The fact that you put this down all on women's bodies makes a lot of sense, because a lot of these dudes out here cannot cope with the fact that they're not good enough themselves, and they do not take accountability for their actions or lack of actions to become a better content creator, streamer, whatever they're doing. And they just point the finger on the next person. That's a very stupid behavior.
I just love the idea of the exploiting part was my favorite part of that tweet, because it was just like
exploiting.
Like, who
exploiting?
Are there like AA meetings, but like for people who are like, hey, it's like, my name is John. Hey, John. So I lost my life savings because I wanted the titty streamer to say my name. It's okay, bud. It's happened to all of us. Like, nobody's getting fucking exploited, bro. So the people who are donating money to these creators want to. You don't have to pay to be in any of these streams. The only place you have to pay to be in is like OnlyFans. But again, you're not getting that fan base, bro. But playing Apex, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, you're not.
You ain't doing that.
Nobody's. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's exploiting these people. Like, these people, bro, see these streamers and they give them money. It's not like they're like holding them hostage.
Again, we can let's put this down from a pure resource standpoint. There are plenty of resources online for men to partake in, such as, I guess viewing activities, bird watching, as it were. You can go to the hub and go anywhere on the internet, but people choose. They make the actual conscious decision to choose to watch these women do their thing. And again, this, and we're not even talking about the actual quality of like women as streamers, because if we talking about it, the women streamers that I watch, they dope as hell,
crushing it, man. I could only wish to be like some of the women I watch.
This has nothing to do with, you know, how they dress or their bodies or whatever. That just from pure content quality standpoint and what they do day in day out on a basis, they blow that dude out the water. They blow me out the water, and that's something I aspire to be in a content level, bro. Where they be at? Like, again, Kiwi on the stick, story mode, Bay, Dakichi Gamer, what's it called?
Mira.
Cup, I'm about to say Cup of Noodle, X Mira, Ebonics X Sims, or Ebonics now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many different women creators. There's so many different ones that blow it out the water just off of what they do and the work they put in. You didn't even mention that. They was like, oh yeah, they just got titties, so they inherently came with 10,000 viewers. No, that has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that they put in work day in and day out and created so many different ways to get better for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just skip straight to the titties? That makes sense for you, bro. That's as far as your logic can go.
If this man spent more time with like lotion on his elbows, he could have easily gone to any of the women that we stated, any of their Twitters. Most of them give you information on how to be better. Like, I don't see, and that's the crazy thing, is you don't see from a lot of people with like the 80 follower motherfuckers who hate women. You don't see any information on how to help like grow a stream or how to be a good streamer or XYZ, because they don't care about other people growing as streamers. I go every time Kiwi drops a thread, it's either something that's gonna make me laugh my ass off, or I'm gonna learn and like move 10 steps ahead in my streaming career. And it's because she's, one, fucking hilarious, and two, a great source of information, because there were so many times where she's dropped some hot gems on the timeline for free that this motherfucker could have taken in, put it on his shitty stream, and it would have been way better. But instead, he decided to blame titties, continue to do the same shit that gets him no viewers, and be like, where are they at, man? It's like, well, they didn't show up the first 3 months where you were doing the same shit. Maybe doing the same shit for 3 more months is gonna suddenly make people appear.
Bro, it's just a lot, bro. And I'm like, and outside of everything else, why do you blame women's bodies? Literally, like, top 3, number 1 in the top 3 list of most beautiful things on this planet, in my humble opinion. How do you do that? How do you just automatically blame? I'm like, bro,
there's no evidence.
If there's no correlation, bro. And if anything, for me, that's a cherry on top. I'm not on Twitch looking for that shit actively. But if it's, hey, oh shoot, she looking beautiful today. God damn, she doing the thing, cool. But she's killing it on this content, bro. She got like 18 different OBS scenes. She's like doing this, that, and the third. What does that specifically have to do? Do you think like anything besides them being themselves, actually being, you know, connectable, relatable human beings, you know what I'm saying, doesn't translate to more viewership and connected, actually, you know what I'm saying, invested communities? The work they put in on games, the actual involvement they have in their communities with like hosting stuff and Discord stuff and all that stuff, the work they put in, aside from everything else, you think that has no correlation? You skip straight to women's bodies. That's just the part that baffles me always, bruh. I'm like, how can you jump over every single possible explanation as to how these women are where they are? You know what I'm saying? And you go straight to that, bro. I'm like, if that's the case, yeah, again, like you said, if you like all the moves from the earth, like all that gone, all women on this earth had, you know what I'm saying, look like Plank from Ed and Nettie, you think they would all flock to your stream immediately?
They wouldn't.
No, because you're not good. You're not good at this. I'm sorry, dog. Like, dog, you're if you're sitting here complaining, you're not working on how to better your stream, and that translates to you're not good. You're not good at this. If you've actively found a way to complain about this instead of finding a way to get better, you're not good. Get good, kid.
I think I've seen so many of like those articles where it's like top 10 streamers of like whatever, like this month, a year or whatever, and every single time there's maybe one woman on that list. And if titties really did change the game that much, there would be no dudes on the top 10 list. There just wouldn't. But there's consistently, it's always dudes. So again, dog, ain't nothing really holding you back but you.
It's funny. This is motivational, but also like this is for like pure clowning purposes. Like, yo, you're a clown for that stuff, bro. Either you're a clown or you're a genius. Because niggas just brought this up earlier. I gotta mention, either you're a very, 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 very stupid man, or you a very, very, very tactical man who was ready for the bait. Because women was going into quote retweets. One, they was killing this man, and two, they was like, man, you mean this? They was going crazy. So I'm like, either he is very stupid, or he is Ozymandias and he is playing this out to perfection. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the former though. I'm gonna stick with he's an idiot and this is just a natural reaction, because I don't want to give him that much credit. But you know what I'm saying? It's just funny, bruh. Those that don't know love to talk like they do. And so it's just really easy for them to make some false arguments and make something out of thin air that women are here because they doing, because they have this and that. And I'm like, dog, why, why you complain about something that you can't control? One, you know what I'm saying? Like, and two, it has nothing to do with you. There's a lack of relevance there. And there's a lack of control over a situation that you just don't need to address. Mm-hmm. That, like, dog, you don't even, I could bet $1.50 right now he don't even consistently game with no women. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even do none of that. He didn't even ask them, like, oh, yo, what do you do? What do you do to stream? What's the difference between you and me? Or something or anything like that.
It's easier to blame. It's easier to look outside your window and blame the world for why you're in the house that you're in. But then you got to remember who signed the lease.
Shots, and more shots. I just want to say, for all the women doing their damn thing, please do not listen to this man keep exploiting me. Oh shit. Listen, if y'all in the mood to exploit a brother, you know what I'm saying, I'm out here. Nah, I'm joking. But hey, listen, respectfully, y'all doing y'all damn thing, all right?
1000%.
It's just hilarious, man. Accountability will come around one day for a lot of these people, and we'll figure it out, man. The cream rises to the top, and the people who realize you got to work on you, that's who succeed in this game, man, and that's who at least have, in the minimum, have perspective in this game. So I'm just about, you know what I'm saying, done on that one. But shoot, man, shout out to the women, bro. Shout out to the women in the game and doing their damn thing, bro.
1000%. 1000%.
You see them killing and putting in damn work, man, day in, day out. Like, I don't know, to put it down to some titties, bro. I'm like, yo, you really lost the plot. Like, you did not look at anything else that they did in their timelines, bro. They just dropped all this. Hey, listen, that's no me, Poppy. That's no me. That's no me. Yeah, and again, I don't know about it, bro. But yeah, that's all I got on my show notes, man. That's the show for the day from the official notes. Yeah, any other things you want to cover? Anything else you wanted to touch on that we might not have touched?
Not that I can think of. I think we touched on everything. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. It's been a pretty packed week. And hopefully next week is more positive.
Mm-hmm. Facts, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. That's all I got for the show notes, man. I guess that was your closing notes. I don't know if you want to add any for sure closing notes.
Make sure if you guys have a Switch, go play Kirby Superstar Ultra. It's on the Super Nintendo. If you got a Switch Online, it's on the Super Nintendo emulator. That game is gas. Understand why I'm hyped for March.
Hey, listen. I gotta go cop me a Switch, bro. Or
you might have to.
There's a sibling in the other room that I have to acquaint his Switch. I don't know. I might have to borrow it indefinitely. We'll see about that. We'll definitely see. But yeah, my closing notes is drink your water, love each other, do your best to better yourself every day. And yeah, man, just find a way to, fix that mechanic. For all the men out there that think that they're entitled to, women in this space. A lot of them probably play Apex. Bunny hop your way to some bitches, bro.
Bunny hop your way.
Like, please touch grass. Do what y'all need to do to get some perspective in life. And with that, we must bid you adieu. That has been episode 5 of the No Cooldown podcast. Make sure y'all follow us on all socials. Follow WenEazy on Twitter, Otaku Channel on YouTube. Follow ThatManTripp on all social platforms. You can follow No Cooldown Pod on Twitter, and you can actually look up Google search and Spotify search No Cooldown, and you will literally find us right there. We got the name, we got that, you know what I'm saying, we got a lockdown. Please come check us out, come, you know what I'm saying, come follow us, drop a rating if y'all see it. And yeah, man, we'll catch you in the next one. Keep it locked. Episodes are coming week on week, and we got more for you. No Cooldown. We are out of there.